How do I choose a book for George of all people? Yeah, send me a book. I don't mind which one. Like there's only half a dozen books in the world to choose from. Ian Rankin, maybe? Oh, maybe not crime thriller. That's not very appropriate. Lord of the Rings. That would keep him occupied for a while. But can you see him reading about elves and hobbits? I don't think so. I loved that book when I was a teenager. I could escape to a magical land. It was George I was trying to escape from, him and the other two brothers. They all went off the rails after Mum died. I was left doing all the cooking and cleaning up after them. I didn't have any choice. They bullied me into it. George was the worst, though. He stole my necklace and my watch. They were the only things I had from Mum. That was the first time he hit me too. I did him first, but not as hard, obviously. He was a nasty piece of work. He kicked the dog so violently that I had to take her to the vet and pretend she'd been hit by a car. Poor old Bella. I had to get her put to sleep. Broke my heart. I started going to church then, just to get out of the house and meet some other people and sing hymns, talk about things like forgiveness. That's where I met Stephen. He was lovely, well, better than them three bastards at home anyway. Can't say I fell in love with him straight away, but when he asked me to marry him, I said yes. That's how I really escaped. Oh, look at that. It's the book that he bought me on our honeymoon. 50 Shades of Grey. Everybody's reading it, he said. Seems he was right. I'll be honest with you, I quite enjoyed it. I got into a bit of role playing, you know, the kind of thing. But, well, then it started to get a bit serious and spread outside the bedroom. It felt like he was trying to be in control of everything. And one day I was listening to the Archers. There's that storyline about Rob and Helen, you know the one. And I thought, my God, that's us. So I started trying to stand up for myself after that, but that just led to fights. Talk about out the frying pan and into the fire. Kurt Vonnegut, I love Kurt Vonnegut, but maybe a bit too clever for George, a bit too esoteric. Graham Norton, now that would be nice and light, but what does George think about gays? I think he's more into thuggery than buggery. And I have some sympathy with him on that last point. One thing Stephen and I did together that I used to really enjoy, don't worry, it's clean, was fell walking. We got into bagging Wainwrights. We'd done quite a few. It felt like we were just a normal couple walking along the track, chatting about stuff. And then the chatting turned into rowing. We were going up Helvellyn one day, and I think we were tired. It was harder than we thought it was going to be, and it took a lot longer. We were climbing up Striding Edge, which is difficult enough without wasting your breath on shouting at each other all the way up. Grabbed me by the collar so he could shout in my face. And as he let go, I shoved him away. He had a big backpack on. He always carried all the heavy stuff because he was the man. And he just went backwards up Striding Edge. I called the mountain rescue. He was dead when they found him. Broke his neck, they said. Would have been quick. We've had 5 deaths on Helvellyn this year, they said. Accidents happen all the time on the fells. I've never told anyone that I pushed him. I mean, it was still an accident, wasn't it? Oh, now then. Ewan McGregor and Charlie Bowman going round the world on motorbikes. That's more down George's Street, a bit more macho. You should have seen his first letter to me. Oh, I've really missed you and I realise I was mean and I'm so sorry. What a load of rubbish. He just wants somewhere to stay when he comes out. Of course I said no at first. But then I got to thinking. I've had a visit from his parole officer, who seems to really believe that George has changed. So, won't be long now till he's here. Look at that. Fell walking with Wainwright. I'm keeping this one as a surprise for when George gets here. Helvellyn by the edges. Perfect.